I don't know. It's plugged in right there.
How the top is the receiver? Mine.
Ever have that in the future, we've got plenty of.
We might.
That's,
Room.
reasonable. To broadcast to me.
Yeah.
And that's like,
She's
well,
trying.
we don't have those shoes.
Can you hear anything now? How about
One,
me?
2, 3.
Yeah,
Look like
okay.
a guy
Yeah,
walked in.
I had to mute
And
it.
I'll be ready as soon as I use the restroom.
Okay, so it looked like we're probably okay with recording then. Thank
You
you.
can see. Can you see?
Thank you. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay.
Way to grab.
Hi, Tom. Can you hear us? Okay, can't hear you. I think you're muted. Can you unmute?
Have to do the phone thing with him.
There we go.
Nice.
Okay,
Nice.
good.
All right, well, we're waiting on Bruce. He said he would be here. And Doug, I thought I saw Doug,
Doug's here. He's the washer.
but we can start. But
Yeah,
Doug
we-
comes back,
we don't
yeah.
come back.
Austin, my son Austin planned to go to Hartford. There he is on his way to Hartford today to visit with his cousins. And his flight, his departure from South Bend was gonna leave late, so he was gonna miss his connecting flight. So he booked a different flight out of Fort Wayne, so he could get in there at a decent hour, so I ran into Fort Wayne today.
Mhm.
When he got there, he found out that that flight was arriving late.
Oh,
And that meant he was gonna miss that connection anyway. He's gonna end up getting there at the same time he would have had he gone out of South Bend. Plus, it cost him 200 more bucks.
there you
Oh,
go.
He's not very happy. Says, I'm never flying American again.
Dang.
No,
Yes, please.
Here.
don't know the answer to your question on this, letter.
Yeah, I know we have a timetable to get back.
Well,
thing.
Brett been asking me about it.
If you see,
Yeah,
I
that's a good
got
point.
his portion.
Hey, wants to send it all in one.
All right, I know that last conversation was having it added as an asset, have the tanks added as an asset. But I don't know,
Just a letter of financial responsibility, according to Brett, has to be enough to cover what the deductible would be, whatever insurance you have that would go toward the lust fund. What they do is they have like $150,000 insurance
Right, I
policy
saw that.
for the lust fund.
Yeah.
It says, so they just have to show they have that money somewhere that can go
they showed that,
to pay it,
yeah,
and that's what it is.
yeah.
He says that's all it is. So he said, I believe the city just used a bond or some other line of credit last time. Christie
But that was-
making a, I don't know.
But she says we couldn't use
I
the
think she's
bond.
making it a bigger deal than it has to be, maybe.
That's still like 10 years ago, like several different controllers. They said we couldn't use the bond anymore.
Bruce said he was gonna be here, but he's not here yet, but we've got you and Eric here and Tom, Tom was here. The TV's not working, so you're not gonna be able to see,
But we could see him here.
but we can see him here.
So you two can see him.
Yes, but not yet because he just, there he is. Okay, are you with us, Tom?
I am.
Okay,
Let's start before something else goes wrong.
Seeing that we have a quorum. Call it meeting to order. First item on the agenda would be a roll call. Karen?
Tom Schaff via Microsoft Teams,
Yes.
Eric Ivory in person.
Here.
Doug Thorne in person.
Yes.
We have a quorum.
All right. Second item would be the approval of an agenda sent to board members by prior email. Do you have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second?
Second,
Do we have a second? Yes, been moved in second. Karen, please call the roll.
Tom,
yes.
Eric,
Yes.
Doug.
Yes. All right, next item on the agenda would be approval of the minutes from the June 24th, 2024 meeting. Those also have been sent to board members by form of prior email. Do we have a motion to approve minutes as submitted?
Motion.
Second,
Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, Karen, please call the roll.
Tom,
yes.
Eric,
Yes.
Doug.
Yes. Minutes are approved. Next item on the agenda would be approval of claims in the amount of $202,015.70. Do we have a motion to approve minutes, the claims as submitted?
Make a motion.
Second,
Moved and second. Any discussion, any questions? Hearing none. Karen, please call the roll.
I just needed to add that the claims were printed on 7/4/26 at 9:54 a.m. and consisting of 5 pages. Tom,
yes.
Eric,
Yes.
Doug.
Yes. Claims have been approved. Next item on the agenda would be the airport manager's report.
Okay.
So he gets it right.
Couple things has to do with personnel. We have one of our airfield maintenance technicians, Steve Balk, bid on a different job in the city as a heavy equipment operator. And he got that bid, so he's gonna be moving on in a week or so. And then I think we have to leave the position vacant for 30 days per union contractual agreement until we can fill it. So we'll probably start advertising for it. Prospects probably was sometime in the next couple weeks or so. And then we also have a new air traffic controller started. That's Rodney Potter. He's come to us from South Bend. He retired as controller over there and wants to keep working. And so he's here now. And so it shouldn't be too long before he can be checked out, and work by himself based on his experience. It was a busy week this past week with our visitors here. The B-29 crew arrived last Monday and departed on Sunday. They were here in the North Ramp. They were also brought a T6 with them. The commemorative where are they commemorative? Air Force. Air Force. They sold rides in the B-29. I think they were 725. I think they sold about 18 of those. They did 3 flights. And then they also had the T6. They sold rides in those 2. I think those were 475, Karen?
495.
495. And my guess would be based on how often it was coming and going all week, they probably sold at least 20 of those. So they were very pleased. The weather was nice, had good crowds here every day. It's really, I think, those kind of things are great. I appreciate Kevin's efforts to turn that agreement around with IFC and the city, so that we could make it happen. And it was just exciting as I hoped. And then we had the blimp also arrive and departed on one of those days. And it will be back again if they stick to their schedule on August 3rd. So if anybody wants to come out, you guys want to come out, get up close, see the blimp, you can do that on the 3rd when they come back. Usually it's late afternoon and early evening.
I have a question.
Sure, Tom.
With that truck that they mount that thing to now, do they have to travel with as many men to bring her down?
No, they do not have as large a crew as they once did. Yeah. In fact, it's about half of the number they had before.
Okay.
Yeah. What he's talking about, it's a truck that has a telescoping mast. Whereas in the old days, they put a mast up into sections and staked it out like you would a circus tent.
Right?
And then the one person would crawl up to the top and remain there, and the blimp would come in and attach it at the nose. It can then swing freely, 360 degrees, whichever the way the wind takes it. With this truck, they can actually attach it, and if need be, they can even move it while it's on there. But so it's really, really kind of nice. And then the tail end of that swings, when it swings toward the runway, we have to have at least 200 feet. I think we have about 225, 250 feet from the runway, which is the required safety zone. And on the other end, it actually protrudes over the perimeter road. So we really didn't have a lot of extra space for that. So I was glad we were able to continue to accommodate. They do like coming here. We had a Buildings and Grounds, as you know, borrows one of our remote mowers, and they use it to mow the steep hill down by the underpass. They had a new operator using it who did not attach the cable, the winch. There's a winch on it. And it's approved for mowing up to a 60-degree grade. He didn't attach the winch and he flipped the thing over. It sustained a lot of damage. I got a long email from Josh at Central Garage. They worked a miracle, I think, putting that thing back together, and it works. They were worried whether it would mow level anymore. According to our maintenance crew, it mows level. It works like it did before. It just doesn't look beautiful. But my hats off to the Central Garage for doing that, putting it back together for us. And I've informed Central Garage that it's going to remain here at the airport in the future. So I have to go back to mowing that hill unless somebody tells me we have to loan it to them. But they'll have to go back to caring for that steep grade. It's an engineering blunder, I think, the way they used to, which is string trimmers.
Quick question, Andy, what's the expense on that? Like what?
I don't know what in Central Garage. Central Garage pays for all of the maintenance and repairs to equipment. It's part of their budget. He didn't give me a number on it. I will send you though the email, or I can't remember if it's the email or text message you sent me that lists all the damage. And like I said, things were bent, that they had to straighten. And it was,
What
it was careless.
What does one of those go for?
That was $38,000, almost $39,000. We bought 2 of them, a small one and a large one. We got a grant in 2002 for, I think it was $58,000, $59,000 altogether. So they preferred using the larger one. I think it has a 48-inch deck. And it does a nice job. It's what it's for. It's for mowing those, and it's remote. So, we bought it. The idea for us, that what attracted us to it was not having to put men and equipment into that ditch along County Road 6 and have to deal with traffic. You could stand on the other side of the fence and mow. And also if it's raining out, you extend, be in the truck and mow. So it's becoming pretty handy here, but again, there was some negligence, I think, on the part of the operator.
Just to clarify, so none of that expense for the repair comes back to us.
No, it does not. I mean, it does, as a city taxpayer,
Well, yes.
certainly does, Doug, but yeah,
Doesn't come
no,
through our budget though. It's
no,
not-
it's gotta be, I tell you, I walked in the shoes of the Josh at the Central Garage now in terms of frustration. That's what they deal with every day. Probably people, apartments bringing in equipment that's been, somebody did something, negligent or made an honest mistake or did something foolish. So in this case, it was, if you went and looked at the hill like I did along with Rick, you would come to the same conclusion I did, that certainly that was beyond the capability of that mower. And again, I'm thinking, you're an engineer, why are you designing something with, there was room at the top of the hill. Could have been like this, but they're like that. I mean, it's more than 60 degrees would be my guess.
All right, I'm gonna ask this question, maybe I shouldn't, but I'm going to be, just because of my background and kind of the field I'm in. I know one of our values is safety is always a safety. And when you have situations like that or incidents, when you have some type of contact or some type of damage, I don't know what the protocols are, for the city, but is there any, and this is probably something I shouldn't ask, but
Discipline?
well, that, and is there any like testing, like, I know when we hit something, our drivers have to go get tested and stuff like that.
That's a good point. You see, that was not my, not an employee of this department. I did ask the department head if he was contemplating any discipline. He said he was not. But HR had a different take on it, I think. So they had that conversation. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, it was, again, clearly it was negligent, so.
Was he instructed on operation and did he know about the wedge?
Good question. Should have. Yeah, I know that the first question I asked was, is this the same operator that normally does? I go, no, that operator was on vacation, so it was somebody different. That's all I know. I don't know what instruction they got. Obviously not good enough. So anyway, problem solved. It's not leaving the airport anymore unless our operator goes with it. I wouldn't be opposed to that if they need help, but, and it's not the first time, Tom. There's been, I mean, the fenders were torn off of it long ago by them, by use of that department. And other, also when they got to the top of the hill, rather than raising the deck up, they just went over the edge and scalped, So again, it was, the more you look into it, the more you can say, no, that was all wrong. So anyway, it's back here, it's working, so. The NDOT grant, Paul, could you talk a little bit about, I know it's not on the.
It's on the agenda.
It's on the agenda.
It's item K.
Oh. Okay, I'll wait till then. That concludes my report. Thank you.
And one quick question. Obviously, we don't receive any revenue from the blimp being here, but the aircraft that were here and obviously generating revenue, does the airport, other than any fuel flowage fees, receive any income back with that?
No,
There are no other questions. We'll move on to new business. First item on the agenda would be ratification of T hangar leases 1 through 69. Those all been updated with rent increases. Do we have a motion to approve? Do we have a second? Been moved and seconded. Discussion?
as you recall, the board voted to raise all of the rents on the T hangars. And we sent out new leases reflecting those increases. Those have all been returned, I think, signed now. So you're ratifying, signatures on those.
Any questions from board members? Hearing none, Karen, please call the roll.
Tom,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
Doug.
Yes. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda would be office building updated lease agreements, again to reflect rent increases. Is there a motion to approve consideration of that item?
Motion.
Second.
Second, discussion? Andy?
Same thing, the offices here in this building too, the rents were increased, I think, by $25 a month. There are 3 of those, so those have all been signed, I believe also.
Updated agreements,
They what?
the
The
updated
updated
agreements.
agreements have been, so we're asking you to ratify those.
All right, any discussion from board members? Hearing none, Karen, please call the roll.
Tom,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
Yes. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda would be, lot 17, 18, 19 corrected addresses and lease agreements. We have a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Discussion, Andy.
Okay, well, this was one that was perplexing. Evidently, lots 17, 18, and 19, legal descriptions are in the county GIS have been mixed up for years. So the addresses didn't correspond with the actual parcel number. So that meant that those tenants had been receiving, tax bills for years for a different parcel. And somebody figured it out, brought it to our attention, we looked into it, had them look at it downtown. They provide us with the correct addresses, and that meant then that the lease agreements needed to be changed, reflect those. I think, Karen, has everybody come in and sign those?
Mhm.
Okay, so all 3 of those tenants have agreed and signed the leases with the corrected addresses. So we're asking for them to ratify that,
to approve
to approve.
the agreements.
Question from board members?
Yes, I've got one. Well, what's the money situation then? If we've got a lease, there's money being exchanged.
Sure.
The wrong addresses. Are we flatlining it or what are we doing?
No, the tenants they were billed the correct land lease fee from us, because we go off the lot numbers. But the county assessor was sending they're taxed on the improvement, the hangar. That was incorrect.
So the county has the updated
Yes,
uh,
they're,
assessment, if
They
you will.
will, once the board approves and everything's signed, then I will get with our planning department to let them know that, and then they will make the updates with tax, recorder and everything.
So as far as our money flows, it's pretty much a wash, right? Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Hearing none, Karen, please call the roll.
Tom,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
Yes. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda would be a proposed lease ratification for T Hangar 60. Do we have a motion to approve?
Second.
Move to second. Any, Andy?
sure, this is another routine lease for this hangar that we signed so that the tenant doesn't need to wait till the next board meeting, which is the board has authorized me to do. And then at the next board meeting, you then ratify that signature. So that's what we're asking you to do here for hangar 60.
Any questions from the board? Hearing none, Karen, please call the roll.
Tom,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
Yes. I think I got documents out of order here. Next item on the agenda would be retaining invoice from New Tech in the amount of $105,494.53. Final acceptance letter. Do we have a motion to approve?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Andy?
Paul, got that one?
Yep, this is the final, retainage release to new tech, the walkthroughs went. Happened and NDOT's come up and signed off on the project and, so this signs the final documents. Punch list is complete. If there are any issues, you do have a 1-year warranty and a 1-year performance bond on that. So should you have any issues, it doesn't mean you can't get those fixed under the 1-year warranty, but this is just closing out the project financially.
Questions from the board? Hearing none, Karen, please call the roll.
Tom,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes, yes, sorry.
Doug.
Yes. And the next item on the agenda would be the AIP 42 BFNS invoice in the amount of $30,514.05, pending appropriation approval from the Common Council. Do we have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Andy, Paul?
Yep, so this AIP 42 is, the grant that's associated with the runway 1836 rehabilitation. So these are professional services in conjunction with that. So this and the milestone, will be reimbursed from the FAA. There's a corresponding pay application, so you'll get 95 cents on the dollar back on this, on the reimbursement. And it is under my understanding, the council did approve the appropriation on Monday evening.
Questions, from board members? Hearing none, Karen, please call the roll.
Tom,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
Yes. Right. Next on the agenda, again on AIP 42, Millstone Contractors invoicing the amount of $1,224,200.21. Again, pending appropriation approval from the Common Council and approval for this invoice, and the invoice approved last month in the amount of $537,937.50 to be paid in a manual claims packet for payment post date of August 7th, 2026. Do we have a motion to approve? Motion.
Second.
Moved to second. Paul, Andy?
This is AIP 42, the runway project. So this is just the contractor's expense on the runway project. This is not a final. This is, their second progress estimate. Next month, we will probably have the final. We're waiting on the final paint job on that and before we do the retainage release. So this will be also part of that pay request to the FAA. You'll get 95 cents on the dollar on that. So between our invoice and this, the reimbursement that will be coming back from the FAA is $1,191,979. From the feds and the state, $31,367.86. Locally, you've got $31,367.30 is your match of those two items. Once the FAA reimbursement comes in, which should be from approval tonight, we'll have it in. Well, actually, I think we're gonna manually input it once the claims goes through on August 7th to make sure that the federal funds aren't in the thing, but you'll have it within 3 days of August 7th, August 10th-ish.
Thank you. Questions from the board? Hearing none. None, call the roll.
Tom,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
Yes. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda would be the AIP 42 BFNS invoice in the sum of $1,350.
excuse me, yeah, AIP 44.
AIP 44, did I say 42?
You did.
Thank you, good catch. AIP 44 BFNS invoice, yeah, we don't want to pay them twice for 42.
No.
As much as Paul might like that, I suspect the auditor would not.
We would send it back to
He's not agreeing.
And do we have a motion to approve this pay request?
Motion.
Second.
Moved in second. Paul,
Yes, so this invoice is for a different project. This is for the runway 927 approach protection. That we talked about, getting, basically the end game is we want to get trees trimmed and we want the legal right to trim them forever. So the city did already make an appropriation for this project. We do not have AIP 44 yet, but we anticipate it. But we can't get it until we have negotiated deals with the property owner. So this is to pay for some of the initial services, some of the title work, the easement description, those sorts of things that's going into it. So you'll continue to accumulate costs towards AIP 44, but we will not get the grant until sometime in fiscal year 27, sometime between May and September of next year, contingent upon an agreed upon purchase agreement from the owner. But this is one of many invoices you'll get on this, up to, I think the whole project's 167,000 prior to the reimbursement phase.
Hearing none, Karen, please call the roll.
Tom,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
Doug.
Yes. Motion carries. Last item on the agenda, the NDOT Airport Maintenance Grant Program. Gentlemen? Oh, I'm sorry, we need a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Moving second. Andy, Paul?
Yep. So this program's exciting because it gives you an opportunity to get 75 cents on the dollar up to $100,000 from the state. You had already, Andy had already procured some quotes and did crack sealing on the majority of the pavements besides the runway on the airfield. And so that was a local cost that was already $76,480. So you already spent that. We could have just turned that in and got 70 to 75 cents on the dollar on that, but you're allowed to go up to $100,000 state. So we asked the state last month if we could, one, turn in the expenses already incurred on crack sealing, and two, could we also seek some quotes to do painting on all those surfaces that were crack sealed? So basically, this would give the airport an entire new paint job because 1836 getting new paint once its final paint job goes on. 927 is also getting repainted as part of the joint sealing project that happened last year, but they still owe us paint. So if we get quotes on this, our estimation on it would basically make a total project with the crack sealing that you've already done and the price to get quotes and the painting quotes. We're estimating it would be around $141,179.65. The state would give $100,000 towards that. That would make your local match on that $41,779.65. But you've already paid out of pocket 76,000. So the net result would be $35,300.35 in cash back to the airport at the end.
Yeah, we budgeted our capital expenditure for the crack sealing was spent. So we're going to be getting money back from that we didn't expect, and we don't have to, we were gonna have to ask for another appropriation at some point in the future. Would have been likely next year for the paint, after doing all that tar, putting all that tar on the taxiways and connectors everywhere else. It's further, covered the markings.
I think it's a pretty good project. Now, these are estimates, so those dollars may vary slightly on that 35,000, but that's the general picture of what you're agreeing.
So I have a question. This is great, but I don't see this kind of thing flow through very often. Where does the NDOT money come from?
Yeah, good. So this is the first year for this program. Well, I should say that. It was funded back in 2000 was the last year. And it used to be funded with Build Indiana funds. But that funding source went away. And now, so the Aviation Association Aviation Indiana is an organization that's been lobbying for a state and local program ever since that went away. We were successful basically 2 years ago, but because of the biennium budget, the way it worked, this is the first year that NDOT can offer it. Where the money comes from is from, there is a leaky underground storage tank fund called the Lust Fund, and it is collected by item. Aviation fuel pays, no matter whether it's jet or avgas, it pays 1 penny per gallon. Unlike the excise tax that is exempt for airlines in Indiana, so everybody else pays basically 20 cents per gallon in excise tax and aviation fuel in Indiana on jet and avgas, except the airlines. The airlines are exempted, but they do pay the 1 penny per gallon for the leaky underground storage tank fee. We had made a case over the years that the balance in that fund had been accumulating. Roughly, aviation had put around $35 million into the program. We've only drawn out $2 million over the life of the program, and that wasn't even for aviation fuel. It was for automobile fuel for rental cars on an airport. So at the end of the day, aviation had used $0 of that. So the legislation basically allows us to keep a reserve in the Lust Fund for tank claims. But at the end of the day, take a reasonable amount of money out of the fund each year. So what that reasonable amount has ended up being is about $5 million a year. So the program right now, that's how they came up with the $100,000. They basically can afford $100,000 at it's actually $5.4 million. So at 54 airports. There are 68 eligible airports, but they're counting on not everybody's going to ask. So far this year, I think 28 airports have asked, 18 of them are our clients. And so far, all of them seem to be moving forward. And so that's where the money's coming from, that fund. And it's a brand new, it's the first year.
Yeah, when Megan and I went down to Indianapolis and met with DFNS and NDOT, we discussed that. They were encouraging us to apply for that.
Well,
You know, I just dawned on me when you said 2,000 when we got Build Indiana money.
Yeah.
Is that when the parent administration, I think we got 200,000 from Senator Zakis and 50,000 from Mock for the tower?
That sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's great. I like programs like this, and what I'm concerned about is, if there's a constant flow of a penny a gallon and that whole process is being recorded, I hope they don't talk about a sunset, because this is a regular cash flow. It's not a lot of, $100,000 is not a lot of money in the greater scheme of things, but it would help us do painting. And, there's a lot of things we could get done.
Yeah. Well, Dwight, it isn't a lot of money, but it is helpful. And in the future, we hope that they take the pavement restriction off of it and that they'll open it up to other projects like hangars or something like that. But in light of the Senate Bill 1 that passed 2 years ago and it's strapping the local communities, what NDOT was getting feedback is what airports are doing is cutting pavement maintenance because they don't want to cut staff and they can't, there's only so much you can cut. So they're cutting pavement maintenance. And NDOT said, we cannot have our aviation pavements fall apart. So let's make the first year of the state and local. So they're committed to pavement maintenance this year and next year for sure. The fund is in place. It's by statute. So unless they change the legislation, it's not going away. That sweep is going into the aviation grant fund. Whether NDOT's priorities or allocations on how they decide they're going to allow people to spend that money may change from here.
I appreciate the dialogue. Thanks.
And as long as there's no major spill or whatever where they need to get into that Lust Fund. Yeah, that's the other thing. They've got evidently with all the inspections and, hoops you need to jump through when you have fuel farms. Well,
Yeah. And you don't,
they're seeing the benefit of that.
and you lose any of your benefits. So you pay $100 a year for your underground storage tank licensing. underground storage tanks are insured by the Lust Fund. It's a $50,000 local deductible. And if you had a catastrophic failure and it cost you more money than $50,000, then the Lust Fund pays for that cleanup. And it's basically a state-funded insurance program for underground storage tanks. But that's still all in place as well. Yep.
There are no other, okay, yeah, if you'd rather get any other questions related to this? Hearing none, Karen, please call the roll.
Tom,
I forgot what we were voting for. I mean, yes, yes.
Eric,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It brings us to privilege of the floor. Are you awake, Mr. Shaw?
Yes, I have intelligence to report.
Yes.
I have credible intelligence to say that our vice president is mowing his backyard. Right now.
Mr. Shaw, I'm disappointed. I came off of the river just to be here for this meeting.
I
My
can see
wife
that.
said, Stay, you can't, well, maybe you can see me, I can't see you.
Well, he probably forgot, or he's on strike.
If anything else for privilege of the floor? Hearing none.
Real quick,
What?
I just want to thank Dwight. Evidently, I went to the council meeting the other night, but I left before it was over with. You keep kudos to the airport staff for the way we operated here when the visa, the 29 was here. I think, thank you for that.
I spent several days out here, and I mentioned Karen and Andy and the staff here. Thank you for the hard work and just the way it all just happened. You know, Andy's a good airport manager and, I did a lot of talking up of the B-29 and the T-6 and did a little video on Facebook and brought a few people out here, and it was a great time. And there were hundreds of people
Yeah, there
here
was no
over the
parking
course of the
anywhere.
day. It's hundreds of
Nowhere.
people.
Yeah. Cool.
And it was something that was spontaneous, but once the word got around, they were eating it up.
Who do I send the invoice to for my loose shingles when that thing flew over my house?
Karen,
Okay,
Yeah, we'll get paid, but you can send it.
that thing shook the whole neighborhood.
I know.
At this point in time, I feel called upon to ask if we have a motion to adjourn. I gotta-
Yeah, thanks, Mike.
meeting adjourned at 4:39 PM.
We didn't get a
You know,
second to
I-
adjourn. There was no second.
Do we have a second?
Second.
I made a motion and seconded it.
Yeah, Eric moved and seconded. All those in favor of adjourning? You do.